In December 1994, a 9-month-old baby girl named Aleacia Stancil was handed over to a family friend called Dee. This wasn't meant to be forever. It was just supposed to give Alicia's mother, Toni, some time to get her life back on track. Toni was 36 years old at the time and going through one of the hardest periods of her life. She was caught up in drugs and had turned to prostitution to try to make enough money to support her children. Living this kind of life meant she wasn't in any shape to take care of a baby, which is why she thought letting Dee watch Aleacia was the best choice at the time. But on December 19th, when Toni went back to get her baby, she found something that would change her life forever. Both Dee and baby Aleacia were gone. They had completely disappeared without leaving any clue about where they might have went. The search for baby Aleacia dragged on for years. The case slowly started to fade away from people's minds. Making matters even worse, just a few months after Aleacia disappeared, Toni's body was found in an alleyway. It was clear she had been murdered, but just like her baby's disappearance, this case also went cold quickly. Looking at it from the outside, many people thought the two cases had to be connected. It made sense. Toni was living a dangerous life, and maybe someone she had crossed paths with had taken her baby as some kind of revenge, then later came back to kill her too. This theory seemed to fit, but even with this idea, no new clues or evidence showed up to help solve either case. The case sat cold for many years until 2016 when things finally started to move forward. 2 years earlier, in 2014, a woman living in Phoenix reached out to the police about this old case. She explained that she was adopted and didn't know anything about her real family, but she had a strong feeling she might be Aleacia Stancil. In 2018, DNA tests proved she was right. She was indeed the missing baby from all those years ago. When Aleacia was finally found, the truth came out, and it wasn't what anyone had expected. She hadn't been kidnapped at all. Instead, she had been passed around between different families until she ended up in protective services. This meant that while police were searching everywhere for this missing little girl, she had actually been in the system the whole time. The investigation also revealed something troubling about Toni. She hadn't reported Aleacia missing until March 1995, 3 whole months after she disappeared. This detail showed just how chaotic Toni's life had become, and why she might have thought giving Aleacia to Dee was a good idea in the first place. The fact that Aleacia had been in the system for so long without anyone realizing who she was shows how different things were back then. Before good DNA testing was available, it was much harder to identify people, especially young children who couldn't tell their own story. Today, Aleacia lives a good life, though she uses a different name now. She's chosen to keep who she is private so she can move on with her life without being connected to this old case. And even though no one ever figured out who killed her mother, Toni, at least this story has some happiness in its ending. A missing person was found alive and well, living a good life. This version of the story shows how sometimes things aren't what they seem at first. While people thought this was a case of kidnapping and murder, it turned out to be something completely different. Aleacia wasn't taken by someone looking to hurt Toni, she just ended up lost in the system during a time when it was harder to keep track of who people really were. And that's the end of the story. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe. It would help me a lot. And if you guys have any suggestions, leave them in the comments. See you guys next time.